to sway from side to side when we're singing. We're supposed to all sway together in the same direction, but Marcus kept swaying, accidentally on purpose, into me. So I sway into him, then he sways into me and stands on my foot. So I give him a big shove, which gets him off my foot. Then he sways into me again. So I sway just that a little bit too hard into him. And Marcus goes flying onto the floor as he's been hit by the elephant. Now he's sniveling on the ground, shouting, "Tom, push me! Tom, push me!" He is so boop. Mr. Snap helps Marcus up, then sends me out saying, "You should know better, Tom. Perhaps chore is not for you after all." I thought I was doing so well. I draw a picture of Marcus, which makes me feel better. Marcus is a slimy toad. Crocat. Back to my class. Marcus is sitting as far away from me as possible. Just as well I say, Marcus is an idiot. Annie tells me she saw him push me in the thread of my foot. Maybe chore practice was a good idea after all. While Amy is feeling a tiny bit sorry for me, I take me eventually to ask her about 2, 3. I remember Amy left the band. Are you going to see them? I say, I wish. She tells me I don't have a ticket. Then Marcus, who just can't help me himself, me because I am noisy twit. But I got VIP tickets. His dad knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who has got them tickets. I tell him VIP stands for very interesting person. Correct. And he believes me. Ha 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 ha. So I'm inviting Amy to a concert with me and Drew. And my dad. I don't mention Uncle Kevin, Uncle, Auntie Alice, and the cousin. And she says, okay, and goes back to reading. Brilliant, I say, and that is all sorted. We are going to see my favorite band. That was easy. Then stupidly, I started listening to my history lesson and imagine being the concert instead, which is much more fun. Dude is fantastic playing, and they're great songs. Suddenly, in the middle of a concert, guitar solo. Oh. The do-three guitar set. It's taken ill, has to be dramatically carried off a stag. Then lead singer asked the crowd, "Does anyone know how to play do-three songs?" Me! I shouted and jumped out stage. And the crowd cheered. Amy cheered. Drake cheered. Rat cheered. I started to play, and the crowd was amazed to call me my name. Tom, 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 Tom. Tom, Mr. Fullerman shouting at me. I missed most of the history lesson. Worth it tough. Which catch up tonight and then back into Mr. Fullerman good books by not being late for the school trip tomorrow. I was really looking forward to now. School trip. Mr. Fullerman is not pleased because I am late again. It was the leader's fault. Well, that was, I tell Mr. Fullerman. Everyone is already at the bus and very excited, especially Norman Washington, who keeps leaping up and down in his seat. On the bus, I can only see the one spare seat left, right next to Mrs. Washington Tash. No, not Mrs. Washington Tash. Hello, Tom. Please sit over here. No. Rick had already been saving me a place by him, but he thinks it's funny to watch me pant. Your face, he laughs. Ha ha, very funny. Ha ha, very funny. I say. Ha ha, very funny. The bus journey takes ages because some of the class needs to use the toilet, and Julia Moran feels car sick. She's gone nasty and shade of green. So she was actually kept stopping. Eventually, we arrived at the museum. It's huge, with a big stone step us to the old wooden door that has massive pillars. Either lots of other schools are there, all better behaved than us. We get to split into 3 groups. Which one? With one teacher each. We got Mrs. Snap. We are all given an Egyptian quiz to do I'm in Amy's group with Derek. So we rush around the museum, mostly copying what Amy writes. The quiz doesn't take long, so we get to check out the gift shop early. I know exactly what I want to buy. At lunchtime, someone okayed me. Give Norma half a caramel wafer. I forget that sugar makes Norman even more hyper than usual. We are sitting listening to the museum injection expert. So we're usually with Mummy and telling us in Greek glory details how Egyptians would use a long hook to put out the dead person's brains through their nose before mummifying them. Julia Morton goes scream and fell sick again. Norman can't sit still, and wants to take a closer look at the mummy. He jumps up a bit too quick, and everyone fell. Pushes Brad Galloway, who bumped into literally, who falls on solid, who accidentally shoved Mrs. Washington. Then she falls over to knocks into the very rare Egyptian vase. Then, thankfully, Mr. Foreman managed to catch it. He's holding on it really tight and breathing a sigh of relief. And just when Julia Morton leans for it, and is sick. I don't think that was the Egyptian vase were ordinary use for. The museum experiment can't get rid of us quickly enough while Julia and Kenny clean up. We all get to gift shop again and buy some brilliant Egyptian tattoos. On the way home to our bus, much quietly because some kids has gone to sleep, including Marcus, which is excellent news because I don't have to listen, talk to him. He's annoying. I'm still he's boo. I'm still cross. He got me kicked at the chore practice. I gave him a chance to try out my Egyptian tattoos, which were great. So I am doing some more drawings, which gets me thinking about some other interesting stuff. Moon cookies, superhero doggies. Rules. Here are few rules based on stuff that's happened to me, so it's all true. Rule number 1. School photos are always hideous. Is the law. I even think its world famous photograph would take me school photos. It would still be rubbish. Any school photo. Rule number 2. Your sibling, in my case, Dalia, knows ways to annoy you that nobody does. Rule number 3. Your parents more embarrassing with your age. My dad knows officially the world champion and embarrassed dad when we got back from the school trip. Dad was there to pick me up. He was wearing nasty cold pom-pom hats with his name on it. Muddy jeans tied with a piece of string. No belt, just string. A grubby shirt that holds patches. And fifthly, old Waterligan